Welcome back to Arid. We already got a first look at this game and super excited about continuing to play and learn a little bit more about the game. It was giving me some issues earlier, and at first I thought maybe it was, maybe my computer's just not having a great day. But everything else is loaded fine today. So, as cool as the game is, considering that it's free and everything, just bear in mind if you do decide to play, which I do recommend. It's fun. It's free, so you might as well download it and play. But just bear in mind that you're gonna have some issues with it. It's free. It's kind of an early access type of thing. But so far we have gotten away from our plane, and we have made it to basically like a little camp, and we're going to take it from here. And I think now we're really going to get into some crafting stuff, which I think will be pretty fun to kind of learn the extent of the detail they put into the crafting. So let's go ahead and check it out. So as you can see, we are in like a little, a little hut type of thing. The crows are already, or vultures or whatever, are already circling, waiting to eat us. On the top of our screen, there's a sun exposure bar, which it wasn't really an issue before. I guess they kind of waited until this point in the game to make it more of an issue. So what we have to do is actually use this clay. And you'll notice now that we have some sun protection. If we exit out of our menu, it says we have 50% sun protection. I feel like I just want 100%, but I don't know if it lets you go higher than 50. So let's just see what that did. No, okay, so we wasted some clay, but let's see what we can craft. A sharp rock knife, that's good. So now we can butcher that little Viscacha rabbit thing. So all kind of stuff. Actually, I think this is pretty cool. The fact that you have, you butcher this thing and you get the components that you would expect. And then that's going to allow us to make leather strips. Glue, I guess that's going to be important. Rope, okay, cool. That's going to come in handy. And then let's go ahead and make a cooking stick, I guess, so we can cook some food. And we have plenty of plant fiber, so let's go ahead and make at least a little bit of cloth, because it says you can make bandages out of that. Yeah, so in fact, let's just go ahead and make... Oh, I see, and so that's using some of our alcohol there. So then let's go ahead and actually make some more cloth, so we can have as much bandages as possible. I feel like that's probably going to be more important than anything. Okay, so we've got now and we are actually almost encumbered, but I think there's some things around that we can craft. So we need, let's see, some sticks. We can't really disassemble anything until we have an axe, and I don't have an axe yet. But there was some other stuff that we could Alright, cool. So we got one wood stick. That's good. We're going to need that to fix that fire just there. And we've just got to keep a close eye on our sun exposure. If it gets too high, we will actually get sunburned, which will affect our well-being and all of that. So as much as I want to gather like every little thing, I think we should really just focus on getting stuff like this taken care of. So this is a critter trap, it says. So now we can expect hopefully soon to catch something. So let's hang out in the shade for a second and refill our canteen. So as long as we're in the shade, the sun exposure goes down, which is nice. So we can kind of hop about from shade to shade, and take care of what we got to take care of. So oh yeah, our shovel broke. Gonna have to fix that soon. So there's this water filter thing set up over here.
A water filter. Looks like someone left in a hurry. Or got chased out.
So far, we've only found clean water, but I think that was just the game being nice. And now that we have a water filter, I think probably
Looks like a small animal trap. Should be able to
probably
put
we're
it
gonna
back
have a lot more
together.
trouble keeping a bunch of clean water. So we've got a pickaxe, which I kind of thought we already had a pickaxe, but maybe that's just me. So we need one more stick, and I'm kind of hesitant to venture too far out, but there's no other sticks close by, so let's see what we can find. The sun does seem to be going down. I guess because we're in a valley, the days aren't very long. Let's see.
Bubba? It's gotta be.
Who's
I need to get his attention.
So we do have rope. I thought we did have rope. We made some rope. So this seems like it's going to allow us to zip line somewhere, maybe? That's kind of interesting. Didn't end up finding another stick, which is unfortunate. It says hint, look up. I mean, looking up, not seeing anything. So we're going to go back to our camp for now. I am curious about how long the protection lasts, you know, from the clay that we put on ourselves. Presumably it will go away at some point. See, I was going to go back to the hut, but now might be a good time to hunt for, you know, sticks and whatnot, considering that we don't have to worry about the sun exposure. This must be where we came from to begin with. I guess that's kind of the main problem of exploring at night. The torch helps a lot, of course, but we can get lost. Well, of course, with that being said, I mean, the game is open world to a certain degree, but it does... Oh, look, another stick. Perfect. And we are encumbered now, so now's the... Might as well go back. So, I mean, we can get encumbered, but we can still move, so that's good. But now we should be able to cook some food, which is great. We are getting quite hungry. If you can look in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, you'll see our nutrition bar is going down. So we really need to take care of that. So what can we cook? So we gotta put fuel in. What do they want us to put in as fuel? Yeah, let's just go ahead and add that. And then what are these things here? I feel like we shouldn't use... Oh, I see. So this different stuff burns for different amounts of time. The oil burns for the longest time, but I mean, do I want to cook over oil? I've got a ton of plant fiber, so let's just use some of that. What is this? Okay, let's light the fire. And so, is this now cooking? I guess we'll wait and see. I'm curious to see how this game continues to develop, considering that, I mean, it's extremely early access in that the game mostly works. But I'm curious to see how much they make it into. You know, it's open world, but only to a certain degree. It's kind of got us closed into certain areas, you know, like this is the area that we're in now, and there will presumably be, you know, a cave that we move into next, and that cave will then, um, you know, that cave will lead us to a next semi-open world area that we complete some objectives in. Which isn't bad, um, you know. But I really like survival games that are, all the way open world. It gives you the opportunity to survive, but sort of on your own terms, in the sense that, you can kind of do what you want, and it's not just a matter of completing a handful of objectives until the game is over, I guess. So these things that I'm cooking now, it's some kind of fruit. Oh, gotcha. So it's the fruit from the cactus that I bumped into earlier and hurt myself on. And it did say, let's look at our inventory. It does say on the description, should get you buzzed if you know what you're doing. So I guess if you know what you're doing means cook it and it will turn to alcohol, which is kind of interesting. Um, it's kind of bizarre, honestly. But I guess that's good that we can make alcohol, because the alcohol is what makes us the bandages along with the plant fiber. So between plant fiber and cactus fruits, we should be able to, have some bandages and keep ourselves, taken care of, I guess. We made a cooking stick, but I'm not exactly sure why, because we seem to be able to cook just fine without it. Am I still encumbered? Is that why I'm making all that noise? No? That's kind of weird. Got a few more of these, and then these seeds, I'm not real sure what we're going to do with these seeds. The game will make us use it for something, I suppose. Let's see if we can make some rope real quick for that thing we found. We do need some more glue. And then, what did we need to make rope? Plant fiber. Oh, okay, yeah, so we're actually running low on plant fiber. So our well-being, I just noticed our well-being is actually getting low. Our nutrition and hydration are fine, but I suppose that the well-being is also going to be based on our sleep. Might also be due to the fact that we're kind of cold. If you look on the bottom right, you can see that, there is that temperature gauge there, which is letting us know that we are a little cold. Our torch has gone out. Let's see. Alright, well, we'll fill the torch back up in a second. For now, I just mostly wanted some more plant fiber, which thankfully we can get right here. So now we can make some more rope, which I think will get us to the next area, and we can go get closer to Bubba's plane, as prompted. Let me know, I'm curious, let me know what you think in the comments about this, the degree of realism. I mean, I think it's pretty cool, but at the same time, there are some things that I think, the sunburn happens very quickly, which I suppose is realistic to some degree. I was playing yesterday, just kind of off camera, running around, basically just running around in circles, seeing what's in this area, and then just didn't save any of that because I wanted to progress on camera, Oh, we are actually out of fuel now, so that's bad. So the fire's gonna go out, I guess. What is this? Let's go ahead and light the. Oh, let's go ahead and add this fuel. I guess that's charcoal. But anyway, let me know what you think about the realism. I like it, but I think I would appreciate the detail of realism better if the world was more open and I had a greater amount of freedom to run around and do whatever I want. As it is, though, I'm having to abide by some pretty strict rules to survive, but I'm not being rewarded, I feel like. I'm doing what I have to do to get to the next objective, rather than doing what I have to do to enjoy uh, to enjoy the exploration, if that makes any sense. I don't really know what these seeds are doing. It says we're getting some toasted seeds. I don't know why that's important, but I may have made a mistake because now it's daytime and we haven't slept and our well-being is quite low. So I wonder if maybe we can sleep during the daytime. We've got 2 more seeds left to cook, and then I guess we'll see if we can sleep during the daytime. It makes more sense, honestly. Um, to sleep while it's really hot, we just stay in the shade and sleep, and then at night, we can, you know, make our way to the next objective. So far, there don't seem to be any enemies, in any kind of, um, hostile creatures running around, which is good, I guess. That would make this even more ridiculous. I'm curious to see what we're going to do with these seeds, though. Just this one left, and then we can see what's going on with Bubba's plane. But we are out of oil, which is not good. I knew I shouldn't have used the oil, because now we don't have any fuel for our torch. So when it's nighttime, we're kind of just stuck. Let's go ahead and remove the fuel. And I mean, if the fire's going to keep burning without the fuel, then I guess we'll let it. So first off, what are these seeds? A handful of seeds to keep the hunger pangs at bay. Alright, well then let's see. Oh, what have I done? Let's go ahead and eat some. Oh, it really does hardly anything. But I guess that's good if you're in a bind. We can drink some water. Because remember, when you sleep, you do actually, your nutrition and your hydration deplete, as we can see here. Rather quickly, actually. The nutrition isn't as bad, but the hydration is pretty rough. So now that our well-being is full, we'll go ahead and wake up. That way we don't lose any more nutrition or anything like that. So we cooked all that food, and it took us basically a day, an in-game day, to get all of that food cooked. And that food basically fed us just enough to to make it through another day. So at this point, basically all we're doing is just we're doing just good enough to make it to the next day, which is kind of frustrating. But I mean, we're in the desert, so I guess we can't expect to be, doing too well. I don't know how well my mic is picking up all the background noises today. Apologize for that. I am right next door to a Harley-Davidson shop, basically. And then, of course, my neighbors decided today to upgrade their house, I guess. They're doing some kind of work, which is good for them. But bad for audio quality, unfortunately. So it looks like we get seeds from these little ones, which is good to know, because we're still getting plant fiber, but we're also getting seeds, so we can have a little food. So we got some seeds now. That'll give us a little bit of food. We got some more plant fiber. Let's see what we can do with this. But I have rope. Do I not? In fact, I know I have rope. I wonder why it says I don't have rope. What happens if I just drop it? Does it drop as in... Okay, no. Find repairables. Interesting. Alright, so we are about to get sunburned. Oh shoot. We can't sprint back because we're encumbered. I do think I have a little bit of clay left. Let's use that real quick. That'll help, but we are still about to get sunburned. So I want to know, I wonder what we can drop. Because some of this I really don't know. Like, I don't want to drop this because I feel like it's going to get really important at some point. Like, we're going to fix up a plane. But then again, I mean, is that going to be the case? We do have quite a bit of plant fiber. I didn't realize I had collected that much just now. Oh, we can smash this, though. I don't know what we can make out of that. Oh, some more clay. That's good. We needed that. Let's go ahead and put up the rocks. I mean, we won't need it unless we're here at our camp, I think. Yeah. Oh. Well, yeah, we can't eat that while we're on the go, I don't think. Again, we won't need that unless we're here. Okay, so this is full, but that did save us a lot of weight, and we do have another one, so let's go ahead and put some stuff in here. I haven't had a use for the bones yet, but the game seems to indicate that the bones are important. 2 uses out of the pickaxe. God. So our sun exposure is down. We've got a fair amount of nutrition and hydration. The game's saying look up to see Bubba's plane. I don't see Bubba's plane anywhere. But I do see all of that over there, and that seems like it's pretty important. Oh. I want to move on to the next area, but at the same time, I am afraid that we will then be in the next area without all of the stuff that we just put away because we thought...
Bridge is busted. If only I could reach those metal beams, I could try fixing it.
Ah, so we had rope, we just didn't have strong rope. So the bridge is busted. We need to reach the metal beams. And then we can get down there. Okay, so that's probably... if we go back to this thing over here, I bet we can make some sort of zip line like I was thinking. Because we had a metal hook, remember? Aha, yeah, okay. So, oh, it's not a zip line, it's... gotta climb down there. That seems like a bad idea. And I may have just gotten myself stuck. Oops. Alright, well. There we go. Okay, so let's go ahead and collect a bunch of plant fiber because that's pretty much the best fuel for us to use right now. It goes quick, but everything else seems to be much more important and harder to come by. I don't want to use the stuff that's hard to come by. And also, we'll get some more seeds while we gather this. Ah, and a vase, that's good. Oh, apparently our hammer... maybe we could bust it with our hands, but... this game really makes you feel the heat of trying to survive. No pun intended. It's... do I want to use that energy to smash that vase to get some clay so that I can be protected from the sun and not get sunburnt? Or do I want to use that energy to go and gather plant fibers and seeds so that I can have food to eat to make it to the next day? But so far it looks like we'll be living off of seeds because I ate all of the meat as soon as we got it. Shocker. Alright, so our sun exposure is getting pretty high, but here's another vase, which I guess we'll just bust apart with our hands so we can have some clay. I mean, if we can get enough seeds to survive, come on, there we go, for a few days, then we can explore a little bit more. So, like, not this spot, I thought this was one of those dirt piles. There's some dirt piles where you can, let's hide in the shade real quick. So there's some dirt piles where I can dig with my hands, I noticed. But obviously I don't want to really have to dig with my hands and use up all of my energy or well-being. I don't know. It's definitely like a balancing act. and I just have seen that I am out of sun protection. So we're definitely going to need to cook more food. Definitely have to do that. Okay, that's good enough. Let's go hide in the shade, the good shade, and maybe cook some food now. I think we have enough plant fiber to give us the fuel we need to cook. I mean, at this point, in all seriousness, I think I'm just more curious to see what happens with the storyline than I am concerned about about actually surviving and, having these game mechanics. I hate to say it, but I almost don't care what happens with Bubba's plane. Because, I mean, it's just kind of... Okay, add fuel. Add ingredient. I wish I could just add all 14 at once and then come back, like, you know, come back whenever, everything's cooked. It makes more sense. I feel like that's how it is in... Oh, what game am I thinking of? Art, for sure. You can just kind of, throw the ingredients in there and come back and it's cooked. Okay, so while this cooks, we are going to end this episode here. And then when we come back, I'll have all of this stuff cooked, and we'll see if we can get to Bubba's plane. Yeah, so far, having fun. But if we're being honest, not as much fun as I was expecting. So thanks for watching, but let's see maybe what happens when we get to Bubba's plane. Now that we've got the right transition, I will see you in the next episode.